Got it. No,
Hey everyone. So happy to have you with us here tonight. Tonight we're going to give you the basics. We're going to be talking about why Young Living oils are different than everything else and what the premium starter kit can do for you. So this is where most everybody starts out. How do you use essential oils? Why would you want to use them? And why is Young Living different? So that is basically what we're going to be talking about tonight. So let's start. What are essential oils? Essential oils are trees, flowers, herbs, citrus peels that are crunched from the tree, compressed, and put into a bottle. So when you're talking about essential oils, it is just nature in a bottle. That's all it is. So what we're going to be concentrating on tonight is Young Living's Premium Starter Kit. Let me just show you what it is. And this is the way most people start. This comes with a cold air diffuser, which is totally different than anything you're going to get anywhere else because it's made of medical grade plastic. What that means is you're not heating your oils. So not only will you get the beautiful scent from the oils, but they're good for you and they benefit your body. So that is why this kit is so amazing. Is they call it a starter bundle because this is where you want to start. This is everything basic that you need. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you. You open this up. It's a beautiful box that it comes in. And these are the oils that you're going to get that we're going to teach you about tonight and teach you how to use all of these oils. There's also a trap door under this box. I just want you to know it. This is a $165 kit. It is the basic kit. So you're going to get these 10 oils. And then if you open up your little trap door, here's some information. You open up the little trap door. There are some samples that I've used plus 2 more oils underneath. So we're going to teach you about all of this tonight. So now you know what essential oils are, but how do you use them? There's 3 different ways that you want to use essential oils. One is topically, one is internally, which would only be Young Living oils, and the other is aromatically in your diffuser. So you get all of this goodness into the air and it benefits everyone in the home, not just you. Especially if you have a big family, you want to make sure you have diffusers going so everybody can benefit. Here's a little perk too. If you join Young Living this month, either Rochelle or me would love to have you as our customers this month, as we're both vying for prizes Young Living is giving away at the end of June. But if you join Young Living this month and you go ahead and put it on the loyalty order, next month, Young Living is going to send you a second diffuser free for a different room in your house. So you're going to have 2 diffusers automatically to start off with. So let's get started on some more information about using essential oils. What we're going for is homeostasis. We want balance in our body. Plants, trees, herbs, shrubs, which essential oils are made from, can help us have this homeostasis. So that is what we're really going for. What we find is our hormones, our bodies are all a mess because of toxic chemicals. So we spent a lot of time in the outdoors, living in Africa. There were no toxic chemicals. Everything was straight from nature. That was a whole different life. So when you are in the Western environment, the United States and Europe, you have closed-in homes and you have a lot of toxic chemicals, and you get these toxic results in your health from these toxic chemicals. So that is what we're trying to avoid by using nature. We use nature instead of a lot of other things, especially cleaning. You want to think about that. But nature on your body helps you get this homeostasis, this balance in your body. All right, so what can these oils in this particular little kit help? They can help your brain to function better, your joints, your muscles, your hormones. They can help you with energy. They can help your nervous system. They can help you achieve a healthy weight, and they can help you do with your breathing, your respiratory system, circulatory system. Every part of your body benefits from pure, clean essential oils. So we want to teach you a little bit more about how you can use Young Living and especially this premium starter kit. You want to ditch the toxic chemicals and switch to clean products. Why? Well, the American Cancer Society says about 5 to 10% of all cancers people get are hereditary. They're genetic. There's really nothing you can do about it. But what that means is 90 to 95% of cancers that we're getting are from things we're doing to ourselves. That means they can be, they centered on 3 different things that are causing a lot of cancers. One of them is physical inactivity. Another one is poor diet. And another one is, sorry about that. Let me hold on for a second here. Another, let's go back. This is really important. So let me repeat this for you. One of them is physical inactivity. Another thing is poor diet. And number 3 is exposure to toxic chemicals. So imagine that. We're talking about better health. Well, better health naturally. This is really what you want. You want to do what you can to help your body. Let's talk a little bit about Young Living and why Young Living is different than other companies. Young Living has a seed to seal guarantee. So when I started with Young Living, and even when I was teaching these beginners classes, it really didn't mean much to me. I'm like, let's just skip that. I don't think it meant much to me, seed to seal. What seed to seal basically means is Young Living keeps their best seeds from their field. And this is what they're going to be planting the next time that they are ready to start working with a new crop. They plant the best seeds. There's no pesticides, no herbicides used on their fields. And what this means is they are hand weeded. Imagine that. And you wonder why Young Living oils are more expensive than others. Well, try to find another company that hand weeds their fields or even has their own fields. They're just not out there. They use insects that they naturally put out there, ladybugs. They have sheep that go and eat all the weeds, but not the lavender. I mean, it is really a controlled environment for the best plants. Once they harvest these best plants, they distill them themselves. So when Young Living distills their own oils, they package them themselves. Once they package them themselves, they ship them to you. So from the time the seed is planted till you receive your bottle of Young Living oil, Young Living is in control of what has happened with that oil to know that it will benefit you. It is good for your body. It is a therapeutic oil, pure, clean oil, not just something that somebody bought off somebody else. They didn't know how they even grew the crop. They don't know where it's grown. No, Young Living is in control. So seed to seal really means a lot. You can't get that from the oils you get at Walmart or Target or even these health food stores. They can't tell you where their plants came from that end up in that bottle, but Young Living can. So that's why Young Living is so different. All right. Think about that. Think about the toxins in your home. We want to ditch the toxins and switch to pure, clean oil. So now I'm going to turn it over to Rochelle, and she's going to tell you a little bit about these 12 oils and what they can really do for you. So take it away, Rochelle.
Hello, everybody. Okay.
Hello, Rochelle.
It's good. Hi. Okay, so what I'm going to do is chat about the oils, and Chris is going to help me with the graphics. So first, I thought I would start off with Citrus Fresh. Citrus Fresh is a mouthful, first of all, but it's a blend of citrus oils. And the citrus that the blend it's made of is orange, tangerine, grapefruit, lemon, mandarin, and spearmint. Now, I'm not going to go over every single aspect in detail, but I will tell you this. Grapefruit is really wonderful in regards to flushing things out of your body that you don't want there. Things that plump up your body and you don't like it. And so that's one thing that grapefruit is known for. That's why you will see grapefruit on the beginning of many different nutritional supplements. You'll see that. And then we have tangerine and orange, lemon, great flushing, period. And but what I love about this particular blend is, if you're you need weight management, this is one way to get you to drink more water. It flavors the water without adding the calories. A lot of water enhancers will add some sort of sweetener. And that really kind of defeats the purpose when you're trying to, maybe reduce weight, right? The Citrus Fresh is really wonderful for that. I also like to use it in my diffuser with the floral, and it's absolutely wonderful. And to top it off, to cool it off, and to freshen it up is the spearmint. So this is one of my favorites for water enhancement. Number 2, what do we have? One of my favorites, and that is frankincense. Frankincense is not a blend. A lot of people do not know about frankincense. However, let me read you some of the information about frankincense. It is a single oil. It is popular, but some of the properties about frankincense, it's has many different types of uses, and the French has done their work on that as well. But it's really what we refer to as the brain oil. So and it works with things like inflammation. So again, the graphic really does help to see it all. Calming your emotions. It's wonderful and incredible for your skin. It promotes positivity. If you wear it as a fragrance, which was never my intent, I actually get compliments about frankincense. So it's really funny when I started using it. And even now, people will say, "Oh, that smells really nice. What is that?" And then I break out with, "That's frankincense." And they look at me like I'm crazy, because who says that? They think it's probably going to be some top of the line, top 10, fragrance that you might find at your local department store. But no, it's frankincense. So again, it was an unexpected treat, but it's really more of a brain oil. It stimulates, it penetrates, and a rapid pace where you will feel the effects. And then one of the other things I love is inflammation. What happens is, with inflammation, you may find yourself feeling pins and needles at some point. And there's inflammation in your body. You got inflammation, then you're going to get those pins and needles. And so attack the inflammation and do that right away. Frankincense is wonderful for that. So that's 2. All right, coming up next, in that starter kit, there are 12 oils. 2 are in the trapdoor, as Chris said. And so we have frankincense, and then we have one it's a blend, and it's called Digize. I'm just going to say that it's called Digize. And that is a wonderful one in regards to when you're having digestive issues. And so with Digize, it has a few different essential oils. Tarragon is one of them. Ginger, peppermint, juniper, fennel, lemongrass, anise, and patchouli. And you put that blend together, and there's your calming effects. 2 of the things that I will use if I'm not really feeling the best in my stomach, and that is peppermint and ginger. Those are my go-tos. Now throw them together with this, super team of herbs, and then you've got something that's going to calm, and it's going to move things along, get them out of there that really don't even need to be there. I have talked to some ladies that have used Young Living, and even when they were dealing with discomfort, they actually used some Digize, and that's because of the calming effect that it has. Again, not its intent and not its purpose when you look at that digestive tract of herbs, but the calming, it'll go in and it will relax that muscle tract that's in there. So if you can get a chance, again, that's digest. So what have we covered so far? We've covered citrus fresh, frankincense, digest. Along with that, in that pack is, oh, look. Okay, I'm trying to think. Lemon. Okay, lemon's wonderful. So lemon, again, another cleanser. Lemon as the effects of, let me pull that one up. So what I love about lemon, sometimes you might be feeling like, it's a good way to say this. Maybe your circulatory system is running on full blast. And lemon is really good for that because it'll calm everything down. It will assist you with the other calming effect has to do with your emotional system. And so it will help you with that. This too, though, is a water flavor enhancer. So you figure you throw that into some water, a drop, maybe even two, then it's going to start cleansing and it's going to flush. So there's lemon. You can want to be careful, of course, with any citrus. If you use it topically, you go out in the sun, you does have some sensitivity. So you really want to really be careful with that. Lemon has some old world medical properties. I won't go into the specifics of that, but it's rich in limonene, which has been used to combat many different types of growth in your body. So those are things that I can't say, but research, the properties, the medicinal purposes, and for the limonene itself. So you want to check that out. So I've got lemon, I've got citrus fresh, peppermint. Let's talk about peppermint. Peppermint, again, is one of my favorites. That too comes in the kit. And some serious power hitters in there. After this, we're going to talk about lavender, but peppermint is one of my favorites. Sometimes I feel like my head is pounding, and all I have to do is crack the bottle open, and it dissipates. It goes away. I can't explain it. Those molecules pop out that bottle, and they do a very calming effect. Some of the issues or the influences you get from peppermint. Okay, let's see if I can read this in the dark. Sorry. Purifying, stimulating. So maybe you're feeling a little tired. Peppermint is one way to go. If you feel like you're getting tired, maybe you're studying, maybe you're a student, and peppermint, again, is one, and you put a drop on your tongue, you feel like you're feeling stuffy. You're, slightly, things are just plugged up. Peppermint. And and then of course it was also listed in the digest. It has a very nice calming effect on your digestive tract. One of the other things that peppermint does is it is good for your stomach in the way of curbing your appetite. So I've not used peppermint for that specific purpose. Peppermint can be quite strong. So I know it's going to work. I put it in my water. I'll put it with lavender. So that two combination is really wonderful. But I haven't used enough peppermint to curb my appetite. I'm just going to be honest about that. That's probably quite a bit of peppermint. And so, yeah, I think the explanation for me is like, well, it's going to probably just, open up my hair and I can smell tomorrow. So I don't do that. So I like to use, there's an oil for everything, and we have a line specifically for that particular purpose. So that has the class for another time, but that is one of the benefits if you're going to take peppermint. Now let's talk a little bit about lavender. We refer to lavender as the, oh my goodness gracious. What do we call it, Chris?
Sleep.
Swiss Army knife of oils.
Oil that does everything.
It does everything. Everything. I love lavender. I can't say enough about it. There are many times that I reach for the lavender in my purse. I keep lavender, lemon, and peppermint. There's many things lavender can do on its own, but then when you pair it with a few different things, boom, it becomes its own cannon of rescue. If you're dealing, you're needing to be calmed, you need to be relaxed. What lavender does, it works on your central nervous system. So say tumbled and you needed a couple different things. You needed some first aid. You needed your nerves calm. Boom, there goes your lavender. You want to make some cupcakes and you want to look like you're some Martha Stewart Hollywood star. Throw a drop or two in some vanilla and boom, you've got these incredible exotic, cupcakes. So you can, use it in your body, on your body, right? Diffuse it. And it does wonders for even your skin and your hair. So when we talk about, the Swiss Army knife of oils, there's many, many things that lavender can do. And so when you're feeling nervous tension, that might be one of the things you reach for. Not even necessarily putting it on, cracking the bottle open, inhaling. That is definitely, you can even put it in your hand and make, an air tent and hold that, inhale, hold it for a few seconds. It's quite calming and relaxing. I know purposely, not that they're using Young Living, but even hospitals are starting to use lavender to calm and relax patients before they go into different types of procedures. So again, the benefits are there, use it. And so think about, in one of the other oils I'm going to talk about that comes in this kit, it's one that's called Panaway. But you put them together, right? Panaway is its own blend. So
Can I stop you for a second and add
go
something?
right ahead. Yeah.
All right, I got a graphic I want to show about lavender before you leave lavender.
Okay, perfect.
Here is something that makes Young Living so totally different than other companies. There are 27 square feet of lavender plants in one bottle of lavender oil. I mean, that is how compact, compressed, and strong Young Living oils are. It's just pure plants all together in a little bottle. Okay, go ahead. Thanks.
Oh no, you can expound just a little more. Okay, and so then we have Panaway. So let's talk a little bit about that. Panaway is a blend, and that has oh wait, all right, let me pull that up. There's really no. I could have went in alphabetical order.
It's helichrysum, wintergreen, and what else is in there? There's one super oil. Peppermint.
Right?
Yes.
And the intent is to give you some calming and relaxation, increase your circulation with some of the issues that are listed in that graphic. So let's say you're an old athlete, or you're a young athlete and you need some assistance with regards to your joints and your muscles. A drop or two of Panaway on that area that's causing you some issues. And if you paired it, and let's say you threw a drop of lavender with it, you don't even need that. But let's say you did. Now you've got a powerhouse, because we're talking wintergreen, helichrysum, clove, peppermint, and those, especially the wintergreen. You put that on those muscles and those joints, it's going to calm it, it's going to relax it. And again, that blend comes in the starter kit with the lavender, the peppermint. Yes, Chris.
Oh, I just want to tell a little story here, because this was my first oil I ever used, ever, of any. So my aunt had bought this for me because I was asking her, how does she handle all of her joint issues? And she told me this is what she uses. So she bought me one and I put it on, and I was so in shock how well one little drop of whatever was in that bottle, I had no idea what an essential oil was, worked on my body, that I used it, didn't ask any questions, ran out of it. When we came back from Africa a couple of years later, I bought another bottle, used it, and eventually when I started with Young Living, I realized, oh, this is a Young Living oil, and that's what essential oils are.
That's amazing. That really is. And honestly, I think I was one of the first oils that I started using was Panaway. But I fell in love with lavender, and then I started to see the benefits of Panaway, and I went back to that and I was like, where's that one that everything just kind of stopped? I stopped feeling things. Where is that? So I really did appreciate the friend who basically kind of threw a couple drops at me, here, you need to put this on, and I think what happened, honestly, with my knee, and all of a sudden I forgot that's what I was doing, and then I said, it was probably about 5 or 10 minutes later, all of a sudden I go, I forgot all about what was going on with my knee. It just calmed it down. Again, it's not a cure, that's not what it did, but it started to work on my central nervous system, on those joints, and I just felt better. That's all I can really say. So I appreciated that. All right. Okay, so coming up next, Valor. Now we're going to switch it. We did the more physical, right? Switch it. Let's go back to emotional mental support, Valor. Yeah, Valor is all about, really, the word in itself is about courage. And so what I love about Valor is in its name. It's formulated to kind of balance your energies, instill courage within you, give you a little bit of confidence and self-esteem boost. But it helps the body to self-correct the balance. We refer to Valor as the chiropractor in the bottle. Take a drop or two, put it at the base of your neck, where your neck meets your spine, and you kind of rub it around and you kind of watch. And Chris has that story where all of a sudden things start to line itself up, because it helps you to relax and crack cool, and things start to align itself. Valor is one of the essential oils I like to use at night with frankincense. Frankincense is a brain oil. And so, that needs to be turned off so I can stop thinking about whatever and just relax and go to sleep. And Valor does the rest. It helps to calm, relax. And I can use again, another drop, even with lavender, to pretty much do the same thing. I was the girl who was using over-the-counter things that promote sleep. I was using that. And then I found out some of the bad effects that it starts to wreak havoc on, like your kidneys and your liver. And this is things that they can also prescribe to you. And so I stopped doing that, because that's not what you want. You want more rest, you want sleep. But as I was preparing for this class, I thought about that. That's wow, I get really good sleep now. And I don't drink and take things that make me drool, because that's what was happening. And I know people don't talk about those kind of things, honestly, but that was the truth of the matter. I would wake up and it was like, wow, what in the world? What kind of sleep is going on here? So I get a very calm, relaxed sleep. It's very deep. I wake up, I feel rested. So I really do appreciate that. I really like that. So Valor is a blend. And here's some of the oils in it. Black spruce, camphor, blue tansy, frankincense, and geranium. Those oils, again, we've talked about, like frankincense and how, definitely is brain oil, skin, right? But then you've got camphor, which people don't think that, why would you put camphor? It's an old school herb, really, but it's calming and it's going to relax. And that's what you really need. You really need to relax so that you can get the rest that you need. And geranium, it has its own wonderful benefits. Geranium's even good for your skin as well. So again, not its intent and its purpose, but when you put them together, now you've got a powerhouse that's going to give you what you need so you can get a good night's rest and then wake up and do the things that you really want to do. Okay, so there's Valor. I need a piece of paper. I need to make note. Okay, so let's talk about, let's talk about thieves, Chris. Chris's jam is thieves.
Sorry, I had to get back to my unmute, but let me tell you about thieves. So last night we were with some friends, and the rest of the family hasn't been feeling good, but dad is great, up and running. And he told me, let me tell you about thieves. He said, thieves is my go-to, and thieves keeps me moving. Even though the rest of the family has fallen to the wayside, he's like, I start feeling something, I take my drop of thieves internally, and I'm all set. So that's what he told me last night. But Jaden and I do the same thing. We feel that thieves has helped our bodies be the healthiest we can possibly be, because this is the most popular essential oil I think that Young Living has. It is an immunity oil. This is an oil, whenever nobody has heard about Young Living, they know thieves. This blend, it's for your immune system. It can also be for your gum health, but let's just go for the immune system. As you see, it's a vitality oil. Take it internally. That's what we do. We just take the thing and drop it on our tongues when we're going to be out and about with a bunch of people, or if we feel we might be dropping below the wellness line, boom, it's thieves to the rescue. And we really have been super healthy, like no flus or colds in 7 years. So you can't go wrong with thieves. And like we know, this is part of this kit that we've been telling you guys about. Thieves is a beautiful oil. So would you like me to continue and do a few more? I think we lost Miss Sunburnt.
One more.
All right,
Please.
let me do another. Let me tell you about Stress Away. Since Monday is our 41st wedding anniversary, and we are about to take off for a vacation. What if you can't? This is the vacation in the bottle. Stress Away. This blend is amazing for keeping you calm, keeping you focused. This homeostasis with your emotions, relaxing, and having a clear mind. So Stress Away is a beautiful, beautiful blend. It has lime in there. It has vanilla in there. This is one of my favorite oils. This is an oil I always put in the diffuser when I first started with Young Living. If you have limited oils, this might be one of your favorites. And in this bundle, that is really my favorite to diffuse. Unless I'm thinking of immunity with the thieves, somebody's in the house and things are going a little wacky. They're not 1,000% feeling their best. It might go into thieves, but Stress Away is another beautiful oil for your diffuser. All right, take it away.
All right. So we got Stress Away. So now let's talk about peace and calming. Peace and calming is one of my favorites. Valor is wonderful. I started with lavender and I quickly moved to peace and calming, and then I discovered Valor, and in that order. I had a job that was very stressful, very taxing, and peace and calming really helped level it out. I remember cracking that bottle open. I can tell you exactly where I was standing in the house. It's very relaxing. My mom, same thing. I love peace and calming. That's my jam. That is hands down one of my favorites. It is a blend, and let me tell you what's in peace and calming. L-N-N-O-P. All right, don't laugh, people. I know I'm on the internet, but that's not the point.
Here we go. Oh, yep, I'm still here. I got you a graphic of it. Peace and calm.
Perfect. Thank you.
This has blue tansy in it. That's my favorite part.
Yes, blue tansy.
It's a super pricey oil too. So to get this kit for 40% off is amazing.
Yeah.
Get yourself this peace and calming, some of the other pricey oils, frankincense, panaway that Rochelle's told you about. Awesome, awesome deal.
Yeah, this one has some of the bright fruits, tangerine, orange. It has patchouli, which I love, and blue tansy, but also ylang ylang. One of my favorites because it is, you know, in the name, right? It's all about balance with the ylang ylang. So when you feel like you're a little bit off, when you feel like you need some grounding and you need to be just relaxed on a whole nother level, like what the name, you know, suggests, peace and calming. This goes out to all my teachers. Get this. You need this. You need to put it on you. You need to put it in the air. I worked today, so I did summer school. It was way more relaxed summer school than it was a regular year. But to all of my teachers and all the school staff, this needs to be in the list of things to get to take with you. So peace and calming is exactly what the name is. You can diffuse it. You can put it on your person. The bottom of your feet is an actual way to go. And diffusing is one of my favorite things to do with peace and calming. So, you know, when you massage it, it can be just a wonderful to the end of a very hectic and very busy day. It'll give you what you need in the way of grounding and relaxation. So that is peace and calming. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got citrus, fresh frankincense, digest, lemon, peppermint, valor, lavender, thieves, stress away, peace and calming.
You did well. There's probably a few more out there, but that's what I have the graphics for. So there's let me see what I have. But since I have them all here, I think Raven is Raven is for your lungs. That's the only one we forgot.
Raven is one of the best, my favorite discoveries when I forget about that. Because I use things for respiratory. Everyone knows what they are. You know what they are. You use it. You need it. You see commercials for it. Raven is wonderful for that. You want to apply that to the area that you're having difficulty with your respiratory system. That includes the areas of your back. You can even do the bottom of your feet, but you definitely want to diffuse the Raven. And so, especially when I maybe am a little bit more active, or during the winter months when there's a lot floating out in the air, Raven is absolutely wonderful. So this particular blend is camphor, lemon, wintergreen, peppermint, and eucalyptus radiata. Again, heavy hitters when it comes to giving support to your respiratory system. It has been one of my favorites. I also will add it to other things, but I love that I got that along with every other 11 other essential oils. Amazing what you get. And then you get a diffuser that goes with that. So again, you know, learn that yes, you can apply it to your person, but you can breathe it like in a tent on your hands. But if you put it in a diffuser, even better. The diffusers I love. I've got a few different diffusers in my house, but what I think I love is you can let it just run, right? And it's going to billow out in the air and give you what you need. You see Chris's in the background, but you can also put it on intermittent. So sometimes maybe the space is a little smaller and you don't need all of that. So you put it on intermittent. Intermittent will run for probably 15 hours. So these are not cheap diffusers. These are medical grade diffusers. They are meant for young living essential oils. And so you get all of that for a nice little price. And I can't remember the value, Chris. I'm going to leave that to you because I know you just kind of pop that out.
Yeah. So let me just give you a grand conclusion. You can see there's an oil for your immune system, your respiratory system. There's an oil to help you to keep a healthy weight. There's oils for your nervous system. There's oils for your digestive system. This is all in this bundle. But why? Why would you want to go with Young Living? So let me just wrap this all up for you. As you can see in this graphic, hopefully you guys are looking at it here. Nope, that is not what I wanted to show you. Hold on. And you can see in this graphic here, we want to think of, let me see if I can get this up for you. Ditching and switching to pure, clean products. We want to ditch the toxic chemicals and keep the clean plants, trees, herbs, flowers in our home, working on our bodies for this balance of homeostasis. That's what we're working for. And why would you think about Young Living? Well, Young Living has a seed to seal guarantee. This is their promise to you as the consumer. They're in charge of the seed. They're in charge of the cultivation. They're in charge of the distillation. There's like, is it 60 different tests on each batch of oils before they're sent to you? Young Living seals, packages, and sends the product to you. This is pure, clean product you're not going to get from any other company. That's why we love Young Living. And what about, this is something we didn't really mention. We're just going to throw a little, you're going to get a sample of this with that bundle. That's why I want to go ahead and just tell you briefly about Ningxia Red. This is a whole nother class that we will do for you at a different time. Ningxia Red samples are in this kit. They're like eating 100 oranges, 814 blueberries, 22 carrots, and 10 pounds of spinach. That is how much goodness is in this bottle of Ningxia Red, which you're going to get samples with this premium starter bundle. So what is really the value of this premium starter bundle? You're getting all this goodness. And with this goodness, let me show you a graphic. If we break it down, here we go. This was the image I want to show you. Can you guys see that there? Let me get to it where I can see it. You're getting 12 bottles of Young Living essential oils. You're getting a diffuser. This starter bundle is $165, but it's more than $400 worth of product. So that's about $12 per bottle. Some of these bottles are $40, $50 when you buy them individually. So you can't go wrong. $11.25 each, really, less than $12 for these bottles. As you see, even though I started with the premium starter bundle, I buy one from time to time when I got a lot of oils that I just want to replace because it's a cheaper way of doing it. And we can do that. We couldn't used to do that before, but now we can. So really think seriously about that. Rochelle and I would appreciate it. If you're watching this on Facebook, please message us. We're going to put our links under this class. We would love to have you as our customers. We love new customers, and there's a big contest with getting hundreds of dollars in free oils going on. Young Living has till the end of June. So if any of you become our customers before the end of June, we are going to thank you. We are going to thank you with gifts. If you just weren't able to catch everything Rochelle was telling you, maybe you want to take a picture of this graphic, because this graphic is just a quick little rundown of what all these 12 oils do. Just to give you an idea, when you get this in your home and you're like, okay, what was this for? If you want a snapshot of that, those are the 12 oils you're going to get with this bundle. And that is just a basics of what all those do. So enjoy your starter bundles coming your way, hopefully soon. We're here to help you. We're here every Friday at 7 Eastern time to teach you more about Young Living's essential oil products. And thanks for joining us. So bye.